on 7 counts, including first-degree murder. News 13's Evrod Kasmi joins us from the Orange County Jail with the latest. In Evrod, we were expecting to hear from Casey's attorney, Jose Baez, after her appearance, but he canceled. What happened?
Well, Lisa, he said that he had another engagement directly after this one. He rushed inside and he rushed right back out on his way to that next meeting. Apparently, now we're hoping to hear from him a little bit later. You're looking at some video from these recent events. Casey Anthony, as you said, being charged with first-degree murder and child abuse. Those are two of the several counts that she's facing. They also include lying to investigators. Now, she was booked yesterday, and obviously they feel that they're not done with this case. Obviously, Kaylee Anthony still has not been found, but this initial appearance, it started just after 9 o'clock and was very short. We'll let you take a listen to see just how short it was as the judge read Casey the charges.
There is no bond on these charges. Mr. Baez, are you going to be filing a notice of appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, I will be.
All right.
And Jose Baez left directly after that to head on to that next meeting. We're hoping to hear from him very soon just about how he feels. We heard from him yesterday before those charges officially came down, and we're hoping to hear from him again very soon. Again, Casey Anthony facing charges of first-degree murder. If convicted, the maximum penalty for that here in the state of Florida is the death penalty. Lisa?
Yeah, Evrod, the judge said no bond. So what is next for Casey?
Well, Casey's attorney, Jose Baez, did file a notice of appearance, and again, we're waiting to see what the next step is in that. That's why we're waiting to talk to him, and we hope Jose will set up another press conference as he has done in the past so we can find out what the next step is here for the defense. Lisa?
All right, thanks, Evrod. News 13's Evrod Kasmi reporting.
Anthony was arrested on charges of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, aggravated manslaughter, and 4 counts of lying to investigators about the disappearance of her daughter. Anthony faces life in prison for first-degree murder, a maximum of 30 years for aggravated child abuse, another 30 years for aggravated manslaughter of a child, and 5 years for each of the 4 counts of providing false information to law enforcement officers. That's 80 years in addition to the life sentence for murder. These charges will typically run concurrently. Meanwhile, out of the 3 remaining motions for Judge Strickland to rule on in the Casey Anthony case, the judge ruled 2 of Anthony's motions are moot since she's been indicted for first-degree murder and is being held without bond. Those are denying the defendant's motions to deseal and a motion for allowing defendants to travel to places of interest. The judge has not ruled on the motion to preserve forensic evidence and for the court to consider additional testing. In the newsroom, Melissa Crabtree, News 13.
The earliest Casey can receive any visitors in jail in Florida. And Kelly, what are they saying about the indictment? Is it looking like a solid case?
I talked with legal experts who know what it takes to convict and defend criminal cases. And they say Casey Anthony's murder case comes down to proving 3 things. 1, Kaylee is dead. 2, Casey did it. And 3, that this was a premeditated act. One defense attorney says the problems with the prosecution's case, all the forensic evidence investigators have, will not necessarily be admissible in court. For example, those air sample tests that allegedly showed there was a decomposing body in the car.
You're going to tell me you can grab air and just say that not only is it that this air contains dead person's samples and DNA? That sounds like hocus pocus to me. It sounds great for TV, but I doubt it's going to get into a courtroom.
Here's why. All evidence must be accepted within the science community. And Hornsby says this air sample test is still very new. Here's another potential problem. The prosecution claims that the death of Kaylee was premeditated or thought out.
In that they don't have anybody with personal knowledge or anybody that saw her die. So the question is, how are they going to prove that she planned out this death of her daughter as opposed to it being an accident?
But the defense has an uphill battle, too. Aside from the air sample test, there is reportedly hair found in the back of the trunk that belonged to Kaylee. A cadaver dog that alerted to the smell of decomposition in the trunk, as well as in the Anthony backyard. And then there's the biggest asset, Kaylee.
Probably the best asset for the prosecution looking at this case is the fact that it does involve a small, attractive child. And I think that there are a lot of sympathies for that.
And then there's the unknown. Both legal experts agree that the prosecution is most likely holding off some pretty damaging evidence that they are not releasing to the public. In Orlando, Kelly Cook, News 13.